Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into Voices of Vicenza. Cayman and Randy here.
Voices. Is that what I was supposed to say?
All the voices, yes.
Right.
Bringing you all things Garrison related.
Yes, and make sure you visit us online at army.mil/Italy in case you ever want to find out more about what's going on. What's going on right now? We had,
First of all, Randy, I would just like to extend a huge thank you, seeing that it's,
you're welcome.
The 2025.
Oh, it's not for me.
To the post office.
Oh, okay.
I hear that they were really throwing some packages around, not literally.
No, you called it the post office. So I heard that there's a new name, by the way. Did you hear about this name change? Something?
So previously it was Charlie Mike Romeo, CMR 427. And now what is it? Papa Sierra Charlie, PSC. So PSC stands for Postal Service Center, and essentially it encompasses all things postal related. So our post office here, Darby, Vicenza, to include Italy and Dildin, they have official mail, certified mail. You have your mailboxes, package pickup, package drop off, and so they have all the services. So they've since changed the name. No impact to your shipping. So if you've shipped something recently with CMR,
I thought I might have to change it in my system or something.
Yes,
and no.
Thankfully the system is smart.
Yeah.
And
so if I use the old one, is that okay temporarily?
Yeah, temporarily that's not an issue. But moving forward, it will be PSC.
Okay. So from now on, when we give our addresses out, say PSC.
Yes.
I almost said PSC CMR, but no, PSC 427.
Exactly. Yep.
Got it. Cool.
And then, hey, Randy, can you tell me a little about what's the stats what's the stats for December?
I go in there so much, they know me pretty well, they're like, hey, how's it going again? See, fourth time today. No, they process so many packages like over the holidays, and we just want to, give you guys a shout out there at the PSC for delivering over. Cayman, do you know what the number is?
Oh, I have the paper right in front of me. So yes,
241,000 parcels, packages, not letters, not the
packages.
Packages.
Boxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, my new shoes that I got and my new coffee machine.
So Randy, how much of that was you?
Oh, well, I was the 39% increase over last year. So last year I didn't shop online as much. So
wow. So they had a 39% increase over last year.
Thanks to me.
It was all you. Well, and
no, you too. Yeah.
Me. I was definitely above the 10 package average for sure.
Yeah. That was awesome though. I'm really, I think you told me, and I got to go last year, but you got to see behind the scenes. What was that like?
I did. It was incredible. So I went in there, I think it was about the 23rd of December, and they kind of gave me a little behind the scenes look at what they're doing during the holidays. And let me tell you something, they are busy, they are hustling, they are really doing everything that they can to make your holidays extra special. I mean, they even extended their hours on Christmas Eve specifically because they got such a big shipment in from CONUS. So that was pretty incredible.
And I don't know how it is for you, but every time I go in there, they are, fast and efficient, but when possible, if there's enough time, they're also very nice,
Yeah, I mean, they're always nice and they're very friendly, And so once again, thank you to our post office. Like if you go in there anytime soon, just don't forget to say, hey, thank you for all that you do. And speaking about Garrison and services offered, soon we're going to be welcoming our Garrison commander here on this podcast, Colonel Scott Horgan, to talk about all things Garrison related in the different services and whatnot.
Do you have a favorite service or facility on post?
Why you got to put me on the spot like that? Well, I'm a little biased because I actually used to work at CPF.
Oh, what's CPF?
The Central Processing
Facility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over here by the field.
You know what one I like the most?
DPW.
No. Well, I do like, DPW, those guys are like a beehive. They're always buzzing around everywhere, Just coming in here today, I saw them.
We saw 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Employees.
So they really take care of the facilities that we occupy here and also with a good attitude. I like the car wash,
Okay.
So
Especially
I like my car to look good. Yeah.
The new one is so nice. It gets my car squeaky clean.
And just walking in the room is the Garrison commander. Awesome, sir. Hey, good to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Hey, thanks for having me on the show. This is exciting.
Thank you for your time. This is Colonel Scott Horgan. He is the Garrison commander, and we got a few questions for you today. We're trying to keep it light and fun, and we realize that I'm not so light and I'm not always so fun. We're trying. So we're going to start with you were an infantry officer. You are an infantry officer. Temporarily, you're not doing a lot of infantry stuff. But what was that transition like to, I heard you talking some soldier stuff in the hallway before we came in here, and I could hear, the normal soldier things. And now, there's a lot of other topics to talk about.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been an infantry officer my entire career. It was the first choice I had when I was a very young college student, thinking about going into the Army. And so it was tough to lead or to leave a infantry battalion and infantry brigades, because I love being in command of those type of troops. But now I'm just kind of seeing it from another side, where I get to see how we take care of our soldiers in detail, the professionalism, the processes, kind of the enterprise level look at how we take care of our families, our soldiers, and provide them with all the services that the Army has the ability to provide them. So what I would tell you is it's been a challenge, because it's something completely new. Anytime you do something completely new, it's always going to be difficult. But I am also very fortunate, because you come into a garrison environment, what you don't realize until you get to a garrison is that you've been consuming garrison support, garrison programs your entire career. So for 2+ decades, my family and I, CYS, Sky Sports, the gym, you know, anything to do with garrison, we knew all about it. I just had no idea how those services were delivered. Now I get to see the other coin, which is a really great opportunity for me personally, professionally. But now everything I do, I get to bring that customer side into it. And so I get to coach a great garrison into seeing things from a customer perspective, and that's why I'm here.
Do you see us as your soldiers at all, the civilians? You know, we're civilians, they're the voices you're hearing here. So do you see us as your soldiers a little bit, or?
You know, in some ways I kind of do. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but DA civilians have an ethics code to them, right? There are, they have character traits. They're shooting for professionalism. It's not just customer service in this bland Walmart style. Our employees
kind of swearing in, even.
Exactly.
We do a swearing in. We say an oath. Our DA civilians do all of that, and our Italian professionals here, which you never want to forget about the Italian professionals, because they make up 60% of our employment force.
Yes, they are amazing.
Are equally as important, and we wouldn't have the Army programs on this base without them, and they're important.
And kind of piggybacking off of that, what would you say the purpose of a garrison is?
Yeah, so the garrison here has really two sole jobs, right? We deliver services and we provide infrastructure. So those services are all those Army programs, anything from your financial readiness counseling that you might seek at ACS or new parent support groups, or something like maintenance services for your barracks room. Your toilet seat breaks, somebody's got to fix it. And that's why we have a DPW. So we're providing all these services. We provide about 450 plus services to this community. And we do 1,001 different things every day just for this community. So that's a service side. But you can't provide a service unless you have a building to put it in. You know, you need plumbing, you need bathrooms, you need offices, you need all these things from infrastructure. And that infrastructure has to be maintained. Not all buildings are brand new. We want them to last for decades, and so planning and taking care of that infrastructure. But then there's the more important part of, what do we want this base to look like in 10, 15 years? You know, we're going through some designs now where a lot of people have a great idea of, can we put parking garages here on Ederle? Okay, that thing's not going to pop up over the next year, and it's not going to pop up while any of us are here on Ederle. But maybe in the person after me or after them, we get the money, and now we have a design plan for a parking garage. And so everything we want to build into the future is what we're thinking about. And yeah, that's the interesting thing the Garrison does, is there's a great book. It's a story about the All Blacks, the New Zealand rugby team. I recommend anybody go see it. But there's a phrase in there that talks about planting a seed that'll grow a tree of which the shade you'll never actually get to enjoy. That's what the Garrison is doing every single day. We're thinking about that parking garage, a new clinic, a new hotel, a piazza, a consolidated service center, new roads, new utilities.
You're breaking the news, all kinds of stuff on us. But
we're
we
getting
know
a sneak peek here.
Yeah, but it's all in the planning stages and idea phase and everything. So.
Somebody's got to do it.
Right.
You got to do it early enough so that it actually becomes a reality.
And you only have a couple, command commanders here only have a couple years usually, so it's hard to accomplish everything you want. So you are setting up the next person for success, and the one after that, and two or three more potentially. What changes have you seen since you've been here, though? Because I'm sure some others set you up for success slowly, and some things have probably started to finally happen,
Yeah, absolutely. So commanders prior to me have set things in motion that I'm getting to somehow, people will say, hey, wow, you did a great job. I actually had nothing to do with it. It was this commander before me who made it all happen. And someday someone will say that about me, and I won't be here to enjoy that. But we're doing a lot right now that we're going to see coming into fruition. And it's great to just, look at it. Vehicle registration. It's one of those things. It's painful. Like, let's just be honest. Vehicle registration here is not fun.
Yeah.
Nobody looks forward to that year.
Hold on. I go home every night going, man, I had so much fun when I did vehicle registration today.
I want to go there tomorrow.
What I know. One thing I do notice, though, as much as they have a hard mission and the process can be a pain, the people are always a good attitude with me when I'm there. So I'm happy about that.
No, the ladies who work there are absolutely phenomenal. We're trying to make their jobs even better. And we're trying to migrate what you would see as a front door customer service into a digital platform. Wow. So in the Ederly Inn, before your vehicle even shows up, you're doing all your registration information and it's ready to go. So all you do is now go pick up your license plate and pay.
Yeah.
That's where we want to get to. And we've got some other things. Like, we want to start an app, a one-stop shop for all of your information, a My Army app for Vicenza and Camp Darby that has all your information on it. There's some great infrastructure coming to us. You're going to see us in the next couple of months do a groundbreaking for a piazza that sits in between the arena, the Mensa, and some of those buildings. And what you'll see right now there is a bunch of fences and some old playgrounds and stuff like that. We've already broken ground on a new playground. We're going to break ground on the piazza and imagine a nice community area where everybody can come. It's wide open space. Utilities are properly laid, additional parking, and a place for the future Christmas tree or a future Oktoberfest event will all occur. And then, by the way, the number one question I get asked is, what are we doing with the old high school?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think I noticed that they actually took the letters off recently, actually from the front of it, it said Vicenza High School was there for a while.
You know why we had to do that, right? Is people were confused. Coming in over the summer, and their kids, as they pulled in to go to the Ederly Inn, they'd see it and it'd say high school on it, and the kids would start to cry a little, thinking that was their school when it's not. It's
we have a new high school.
Yes, we do.
That's one I've seen you in it many times, and at least one of your children are in there, and it is an awesome school, though. I'm like, I really think this is a great little town we live in, of the U.S. Army Garrison, Italy town, of so many services, facilities. It's not exactly a Garrison, run facility, but it's part of the life here of living in Vicenza. So it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that high school's amazing. Our kids are so lucky they got it. They don't know how good it is. You don't know how good you have it when you're 17 years old, but
they'll look back and they'll appreciate it. It's all hindsight, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And then also with Garrison, there is this aspect of community relations, right? With our host nation partners, what would you say? How does Garrison interact with our host nation partners, like the mayors? And I know frequently, for example, 4th of July, Oktoberfest, we invite people onto post to kind of experience a little piece of America.
Yeah, I think it's a great point because we don't live in a bubble here. We're not on our own base. This isn't the American village of Vicenza. We are a part of an Italian community. We are guests in another country. And so being great neighbors and just like we want to be great teammates is super important. And the Garrison helps facilitate this. We do a couple of things. We have what we call a community alliance plan where we try and build partnerships between units and local communities. First of all, because we want to be great neighbors and great partners. But second, this is kind of like the selfish part of it, is I want soldiers who are sitting in barracks to be able to go out and enjoy a great sagra, a great festival, and I want them to feel like they're invited, and they absolutely are. The mayors, the local business leaders, they all want us to come out, but I also acknowledge sometimes it's tough when you're in a new country to weave your way into that community as an American who didn't live and grow up here. And so we're always trying to build that cohesion between Italian communities and the Casermas here.
We just talked to some soldiers yesterday at the newcomers brief we do, and I said, hey, what are the things that are important to you in the community? And like the main thing was what's going on out there. I want to know where I can do. A few of them asked some topics I didn't think they would be interested in, but something about cars, but they said Formula One. They asked about sports, off-post things, events and activities. So yeah, connecting, the Garrison, residents with the off-post family that we live in here of Italy. So yeah, that's a high point.
That's what we're trying to do. And so we know the interest, like Formula One. I'm not a race car person. I know there's a lot of soldiers who love racing cars. And so we have groups like BOSS, Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers. And about 2 months ago, I want to say, BOSS went down to a company called OZ Racing, about 30 minutes away, and they make tires and wheels down there for Formula One race cars.
Oh, I didn't know.
All of it 100% made, less than 30 minutes away. I mean, they're using these wheels and tires on cars that are racing in Formula Ones and Le Mans and 24-hour race. I mean, incredible things. And they got to see how these wheels are made.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
And most of these soldiers never would have known that was 30 minutes away.
Exactly.
Right? We've taken them to Modena to see the Ferrari factories and the museums there. And so BOSS is a great opportunity. That's the easiest way for a single soldier to get to know their local community and the extended community. Go to the Dolomites, go down to Cinque Terre, go scuba diving out in the ocean. There's lots of opportunities. And ODR, for those married soldiers or those who have families, ODR, outdoor recreation, is another way. Garrison, again, that's the Garrison. Get you off base.
Yes.
Go have an adventure, whatever your passion is. Somebody's going to help you find it through those two groups, and it's great opportunities.
Yeah, and again, it's just circling back to those services that Garrison is providing that you're consuming every day, and sometimes not even realizing it, right?
And there's so many. So I want to ask her, what is your favorite directorate that provides different services? Today, we'll say, what's your favorite one today?
It's like picking a favorite child, right?
Yeah,
it rotates
I know.
every single day. I'll tell you, I think one of the more important ones is our DHR, our Human Resources Department, who runs the consolidated in-processing center. Oh. Why? Because they're the first people you meet on day one when you move into the Ederly Inn. You got your spouse, you got your kids, and you're going in to get your leave form signed, get your Sojourno started. And when you walk in there and you meet some of the incredible people who are going to talk to you about some really tough issues about residency, housing, they always have a smile on their face. They are always welcoming. And so they have a consistent high level of, you're kind of my favorite, right?
Yes.
But we got some important folks out there, and they all do a lot of things.
And I mean, I will say from personal experience, Vicenza was our first duty station, left, came back, and I told everybody, I was like, Vicenza has the best CPF. I mean, truly, you need something, they say, send me it, and I'm on it, and the customer service is absolutely incredible. So thank you to them. And then, sir, I think we also have something called a Cliff coming up. Is that correct?
Yeah, we definitely want to talk about that. So the Community and Leader Information Forum in February.
Right, yeah.
We do it every single month with the exception of like December for the holidays. But here's what it is. It's a town hall. It's an opportunity for, as a community member or as a community leader, to come into a centralized point. We do about 45 minutes of briefings. The agenda changes almost every month, and it's all bent on what's the topics of interest. I'll tell you, what we might talk command sponsorship one month. The next month we might be talking about, flooding and extreme weather conditions. But we'll talk about several things, sports. We'll talk about, in processing and sponsorship. But it's all geared to connect the community member with a process run by an expert, and to educate them. Because, as I've said, there's a lot of places you can go find information. Some are good, and some are not.
Right. Yeah.
The Cliff is one of those good places where you can come and get good information and avoid some of the problem areas, some of the social media sites that, everybody means well, but they don't have all the information.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great opportunity to ask her questions, maybe make some comments, and get some FaceTimes with those different directorates as well.
Yeah.
So there's some level of interactivity to it.
I like the tables that are set up, throughout the whole thing, but, a bit before they show up ahead of time, so you can find out about, MWR, about the school, about the USO, so many different facility or, different services throughout the Garrison people are finding. So it's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, sir, thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a pleasure. We really appreciate you highlighting everything about the Garrison. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, hey, thanks for putting this together. I hope everybody continues to listen. Again, most of us don't speak really good Italian.
Yes.
You can't go out to the local news. You got to get your news. You got to stay connected somehow. So find a way to stay connected. If social media is your thing, great. Now, if podcast is your thing, you got a way to do it.
Or down the line, maybe the app as well.
Maybe
possibly.
The app here very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon, unveiled. Come into a phone near you very soon.
Cool.
Alrighty, perfect. Well, thank you.
All right, we'll see you around the Garrison, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And once again, everyone, thanks so much for tuning into Voices of Vicenza.
Thank you. Oh, wait. Oh, that's for everybody else, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Take two.
Alrighty, and once again, thanks everyone for tuning into Voices of Vicenza.
Voices, voices, voices.
All the voices, Randy.
If you want to find out more about what's going on in the community, visit us on our mobile news platform at army.mil/Italy. Type that into your browser of choice, army.mil/Italy.
Yep, and we'll talk with y'all soon. Ciao.
Ciao.